Welcome everybody to the Gymnastics New Zealand National Championships 2021, coming to you from Trust Arena here today. So right now, looking forward to this competition with Senior Women's International Synchronised Trampoline Comp. It's about to get underway. In front of us right now we have the Canterbury pairing of Bronwyn Dibb and Brooke Tier. Looking forward to seeing Bronwyn in action here. She medalled at the World Champs in 2019. It's the first medal for a New Zealander in 21 years. It's pretty special. She's got big plans for the future, looking forward to going back to Baku in November for the World Champs again. Great to see the support from fellow gymnasts, big smile on their faces. Great start. Next up we have the Gym Sport Monaco pairing of Melissa Romerol and Sienna French. It looks like we're getting underway now. This is the Gym Sport Monaco team of Melissa and Sienna. Our third team in this category, Senior Women's International, from Canterbury, Breda Thomas and Natalie Donovan. This is Breda and Natalie from Canterbury. Three teams, Senior Women's. We're moving over to the Senior Men's International. From Gym Sport Monaco, we have James Dougal and Liam Costley. Underway, Senior Men's International Synchronised. We have two teams, one from Gym Sport Monaco you're seeing here on your screen, and also from a team from Canterbury. Pleased with that start. Next we have the team from Canterbury, which is Campbell Robertson and Regan Laidlaw. They've just been given the all clear from the judges. So again, 2 teams in this competition for Senior Men's International. Canterbury getting underway now. We just had Gym Sport Monaco. Synchronization looks good. It's a little bit out there though, looking to recover that. They had a time to pull that back together. So now we head over to the Junior Men's International synchronised, and we're going to have the first of 2 Canterbury teams to kick this off. We have Alex Withers and Sam Hall. So again, this is Junior Men's International, so you're seeing a few competitions together. We haven't got to finals yet. So Alex and Sam are underway now. So as they're getting up to height, that's not the routine. That's once, now you're seeing the routine begin. This is where the synchronization's been judged on. Disappointed with that landing. It's drifted a little bit off the centre there. Next up we have a Canterbury team. Corriton Manti, Matthew Ritter. Choosing to stand a little bit different from some of the other teams. Standing on the blue mats there. And they're beginning their routine now. So this is the second of 2 Canterbury teams in the Junior Men's International. So next we have 2 Gym Sport Monaco teams in a row. So first up we'll have Ethan Strickland and Mitchell Unkovic. They're on your screen right now. Looks like they're going for a lot more difficulty, but they've got to make sure they keep that synchronization going. pulling it back in now. Looks like all our teams so far in the junior men's are having a few little challenges. They'll be looking to address that. Leaves it wide open for some of our other teams. And we're starting to see that come through in the scores we've got. So right now you'll see there's a huge difference when teams don't get to complete their routine and they lose that synchronization, because that's what it's all about. You see it comes out dramatically reflected in the scoring. So next up from Gym Sport Monaco, we have Jack Jones and Jamison Horst. And they've just been given the all clear from the judges. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes a little bit slower, but they're just trying to make sure that they get all the scoring 100% correct. As you're seeing, the risk you take when you add all this extra difficulty in is the synchronization can get lost pretty quickly. They'll be looking to try and bring that back in as they finish their routine. Now we have the first of two Waikato teams. First up of those two teams is Jack West and Deacon Brill. And they just had confirmation, so Jack and Deacon can get underway. Getting ready for the routine. Looks like they're both ready at height. Just making sure they're ready. They have 3 minutes to complete their routine. Number of our teams having a little bit of difficulty this year. Might be to be expected with the level of difficulty they're doing in all their jumps. As you see, it's very easy to lose that synchronization. I'll talk that over and see what they need to want to work on. We have another Waikato team coming up shortly, which will be Jackson Stone and William Hamilton, appropriately named. Hope you're enjoying all the coverage here from the New Zealand Gymnastics Championships Auckland 2021, coming to you from Trust Arena. This is day 2 of 4 days of competition here. Really appreciate you tuning in, watching wherever you are. Encourage your friends and family to join you. So they've had their go ahead, so they'll also be getting up to height.
So all these are parts in the fitness area, which is not a so if you're unsure, you can go to your
So there's a bit too much movement from that gymnast closest to us. Can be very hard to recover when you start moving across the trampoline like that. Next up we have a single team from Hawke's Bay, Poverty Bay. This will be Lockie Kirk, Harvey O'Rourke. Chosen to wear the long whites. If you're more mature on years like myself, you'll recognise a lot of male athletes used to wear them. Now they're making a choice between wearing them and not wearing them. It's totally allowed. They look happy with that. So next we have the first of two teams from the Harbour team. The first up we have Dominic Saunders and Wilson Nye Higston. So we have 9 teams in the Junior Men's International, which means one team misses out on their final because only 8 go through to the final. That's why it's so important to try and get a good first round in. It's a promising start. Hanging his head down a little bit. Real shame for the team that we worked hard to get to this point. We've got one more Harbour team coming up for you right now. This will be Brodie Miller and Sebastian Smith, waiting for their opportunity. Strong start from this team. It's when that difficulty comes in, as you can see, that synchronisation becomes even harder to hold together. But they're doing a great job. And they'll be pleased with that. So that was Brodie Miller and Sebastian Smith from the Harbour team. So we're expecting to see the Senior Women's International synchronised up next. So this is the second routine for these ladies. So we've got Bronwyn Dibb and Brooke Tier representing Canterbury. Good recovery there to get back into the centre of the trampoline. Get some control back. Good difficulty and keeping that synchronisation as best they can. And great support from the crowd again. Big smiles from the athletes are always great to see. Want to see them enjoying themselves even though they're working hard. Melissa and Sienna from Gym Sport Monaco will be up next. They're just waiting. Looks like we're getting a bit more closer to kicking things off again now. And finally, Melissa and Sienna get the go-ahead. So it might come through on the broadcast. Occasionally you'll hear the gymnasts calling out numbers. They're allowed to do that, allowed to keep their synchronization by calling to each other. It's just the coaches that aren't allowed to give instructions while the routine's happening. There's a good level of difficulty in this, and synchronization. They've kept that well together, and hence that's why the crowd is clapping. Done a good job. So next up we have the other Canterbury team for the senior women's, which is featuring Breda Thomas and Natalie Donovan.
Again on trampoline, senior women's international synchronized from Canterbury, Breda Thomas and Natalie Donovan.
And they've just had the go-ahead. So you might have heard that 1-2 call. Just getting ready to go in the synchronization. And it looks like they're doing a good job so far. Again, what we're looking for is when they add that difficulty in, what happens with the sync. And I'll be pleased to have finally got that routine underway. Next we're going to move to senior men's. So featuring from Gym Sport Monaco, we'll have James Dougal and Liam Costley. They'll be looking to build on their first round score. So this is Senior Men's International about to get underway. So we've got two teams, one from Gym Sport Monaco and one from Canterbury. First up, it's Gym Sport Monaco, and they've just been given their go-ahead. They'll be happy with that start because the difficulty's in there and they've kept it together. Like a good routine. Oh, got a little bit messy there near the end. We probably would have liked to have kept that together. Next up from Canterbury, we have Campbell Robertson and Regan Laidlaw. And on your screen right now, you'll be seeing some of those scores from the Senior Women's International. Again, you can see, as expected, it's very, very close. So not much in it between any of those teams. We're talking 1.1 of a point between first and third. So it's definitely wide open. So we're looking forward to the final of the Senior Women's. They've laid down the challenge. Let's see how they respond. With the Canterbury supporters showing their appreciation for the effort they've put in. Canterbury is definitely one of the more vocal, parochial groups in our competition here. And next will be our senior women's competition. So we've got 5 more routines before we close out session 7. First up, we're going to have a team from Canterbury featuring Breda Thomas and Natalie Donovan. So they should be going in the order where they finished in regards to their points. And then we're talking about a very tight competition here in the senior women's. There is less than, looks like from my quick scan of the scores, a 1.2 difference between third and first. So I'm saying this is anybody's competition for who could take it out. And the other 2 teams are only like a point ahead of them, so it's a very close competition. So enjoy watching these 3 teams compete in the Senior Women's International. We're underway. Breda and Natalie from Canterbury. Off to a good start. Again, it's what we're looking for is when they add that difficulty in like now, can they keep that synchronization? And they look like they've done a pretty good job. And they'll be happy with that. Coaches are clapping. So next up should be our second Canterbury team featuring Bronwyn Dibb and Brooke Tier. You see them jumping on the tramps right now. Again, we're talking about a very tight, close competition. So the risk and reward are going for those more difficult maneuvers, keeping that synchronization, and trying to get a great place and looking for a win. A little bit biased as a commentator. I know Bronwyn's helped me out earlier in the day, so wishing her all the best with her final. Good start. Go a little bit out there and we're trying to get it back. Bronwyn's got the experience to try and do that. The commentator's curse, I spoke too soon. It's come apart. Great effort though. Should be disappointed. So that's opened the door now to see what the Gym Sport Monaco team of Melissa Romero and Sienna French can do to finish off this competition. Remember, 3 teams in the senior women's, and it was very close coming into this final. So if that's like tumble from that Canterbury team, we're really looking at a competition now between Breda Thomas, Natalie Donovan, and now this team of Melissa Romero and Sienna French. So let's see how the action goes next. They just had the all clear from the head judge. Pretty vocal guides. We're looking to try and get that sync back in and get in their performance. So they recovered well and finished well. Very interesting to see what happens with the points for these teams now. Big hug. Maybe it's part relief they've got through that. They've done a great job. And now we've got the final, so the Senior Men's International Synchronise. There's 2 teams featuring Canterbury and Gym Sport Monaco. And first up will be the Canterbury team, featuring Campbell Robertson and Regan Laidlaw. Again, lowest score goes on first from the previous rounds. So Campbell and Regan finished the previous rounds with 79.18. Seeing if they can improve that. The other team they're competing against finished with 84.19. It's not out of the realms of possibility. They need to put in a great routine to get there. Starting to see a little bit of a shift. No, they're bringing it back. And the difficulty is definitely not affecting their sync that much. So they'll be pleased with that. Crowd liked it. They're smiling at each other. It's always a good sign. And great sportsmanship between those two teams. Next up, final team of this session. This is Senior Men's International Synchronised Final. Representing Gym Sport Monaco, James Dougal and Liam Costley. I'm pleased to know I've been able to move through these rounds a little bit quicker. They're starting off with a degree of difficulty and showing they're able to keep that synchronization going. They can take this through to the end. They'll be feeling confident that they've kept off the competition. And I'm feeling fairly confident that they'll be feeling fairly confident. Done a great job. Crowd enjoyed that too.
And that concludes the synchronized trampoline events for the
So here are our results from the Senior Men's International Synchronised Trampoline. Taking out the title is James Dougal and Liam Costley from Canterbury on 128.84, followed by Campbell Robertson and Regan Laidlaw with 122.9. Next up we'll have the results for the senior women's competition. We had 3 teams competing today. Let's see who took out the title, and it's Breda Thomas and Natalie Donovan representing Canterbury on 123.9, followed by Melissa Romerell and Sienna French, 122.75, and Bronwyn de Brooktier coming third today after that final round that didn't go quite to plan on 104.14. So thank you everyone for joining us for this session of the 2021 Gymnastics New Zealand National Championships. On behalf of the production team, it's been our pleasure bringing it all to you from Trust Arena here in Auckland.